Welcome to Healthy Lifestyle with Lorianne. I am Lorianne Casdia. Our goal here at Healthy Lifestyle is to inspire, educate, and empower you to fulfill a healthy, emotional, spiritual, and physical life so you too can feel empowered to live the life you have always wanted and dreamed. Welcome to the show. I hope you're having a great day. I know I am, but then again, I always do. I am a #1 international best-selling author, a life and business transformational success coach, and I am here to help you in any way possible. And today on our show, we have Chef Charles J. Drayton of Exquisite Healthy Eats and Exquisite Catering Cuisine LLC brand, has a passion. He is so passionate for great food and the art of cooking. His passion for food began under the tutelage of his father. Great story, by the way, which I hope he tells today. A graduate of the Culinary Institute of America, who became a celebrity chef and well regarded in the profession. Chef Charles has worked in many aspects of the culinary field, including corporate sales, restaurant consulting, and menu building. His early career was spent at the Snapper Inn as the Chef de Cuisine, and while attending college, he was the executive chef at the Courtyard Cafe. Chef Charles gained experience and knowledge throughout his career by learning from some very talented chefs throughout Long Island and the 5 boroughs. Exquisite Catering Cuisine, Exquisite Healthy Eats, and Chef Charles' private chef events were created to appeal to all people wanting to have a high-end fine dining event, all the way to a simple barbecue. He makes them all amazing. Welcome to the show, Chef.
Thank you for having me.
I'm sorry, I was trying not to cough during all that. So glad to have you on here. Oh my gosh. So tell the story about how you became a chef.
So it's a story of my father is a executive chef. Basically, I was born in this industry. In doing so, I remember coming into his kitchen at 4 years old, and the cook's giving me ice cream. As I got older, my father worked a lot of hours, and I started working with him at 12 as a dishwasher on holidays.
Okay. Your father had the same thing that my father had. You start at the bottom and work your way up so you understand what everybody has to do.
Exactly. Then full-time summers at 14. And that's where I was still a dishwasher and a prep cook for the fry cook. Wow. So I'll be cutting vegetables all day and then doing dishes. I finally asked him, because I saw him, doing his thing, can you teach me how to cook? And he said, no, I will not teach you. Asked him for about a year to teach me how to cook. And he said no every day. Because I was that annoying, because I really wanted to learn how to cook. And he said no. So I said, how about we do this? I said, I need money for college. This will help me pay college if you teach me. And he said, okay, there are 2 things you have to do. One is that you are not allowed to go to culinary school. You have to go to a regular college and get a different type of degree. I said, fine, no problem. I was, I'm good at speaking. I want to be in law. I love law. So I said, you know what? I'm going to be a lawyer. I'll go to school for, political science to eventually be a lawyer. And 2, you have to pass a culinary test with me. I said, okay. And back then, deviled eggs were very, very popular.
One of my faves.
Yeah. So he said, you need to come here and make deviled eggs. Never made them before. I just saw the guys in the kitchen making them, and he said, make these deviled eggs, and you're not allowed to get any help. I said, no problem, chef. So I proceeded to make the deviled eggs. I said, chef, I'm finished. He brought his #2 over, which was the Chef de Cuisine. He took one of my deviled eggs, popped them in his mouth, looked at my father, the executive chef, and he popped one in his mouth. They both looked at each other like they were talking, communicating through their eyes. I'm like, oh, God, this thing sucks. I'm in so much trouble. And it ended up being the #2 said, this is the best deviled egg I've had. And my father was like, I agree. All right, we'll teach you. So his #2 kind of took me under his wing and kind of, like work with him. He's like, you're my shadow. This is what you need to do. Yeah. And then in between, my father would send me, because he was a Culinary Institute of American grad. He had people that worked in Manhattan. So he would take a couple of weeks out of the summer show me how to take the train to get to a destination or a restaurant, introduce me to the executive chef that he went to culinary school with, and I'll be that guy's grunt for 3 or 4 weeks to kind of learn the trade and learn different techniques in cooking.
Gotcha. I totally understand this because my son went to JWO, so Johnson and Wales.
Yeah, that you wouldn't see at the the Snapper Inn. They had, a saucier area. They had a plating area, different floor levels that I wouldn't see anywhere else to get that type of experience. And then I take that, hone that, and I bring that back with me.
Yeah.
So I did that for about 3 or 4 years of going back and forth into Manhattan, doing a couple of free stints. Because back then you just kind of want people, you want to learn from these chefs and get them on your resume. And that's kind of how it was. And that's how I kind of got in the field. I found out that, and he found out that I had a true talent for it, and he saw it, and then he decided to hone it. He was my teacher.
I love that. I love, first of all, that it was your dad, and second of all, he put you through the ringer.
Oh, yeah.
I have a similar story, not as good, of my son. My son said he wanted to go to Johnson & Wales. And I was like, oh, okay. And a friend of mine, John, who owns Porter's on the Lane over here in Bellport, he says, give him to me. I'll tell you if he wants to go to Johnson & Wales. And I was like, okay. And he had scholarships, the whole 9 yards. Not a full boat, but a half of it. And so he went over to John. And the first day, I'll never forget this. I brought him for the first day. He was over the moon excited. He went in, the whole 9 yards. 4 hours later, I came back. I picked him up. I'm telling you, chef, I had to pull all of my windows down in my BMW. He reeked of onions. I was like, so how was it? A smile ear to ear. He spent 4 hours cutting onions. 4 hours. And I was like, so what do you think? And he goes, no, I love it. I said, you want to come back? He goes, yeah. Next Saturday, I bring him there, 4 hours of cutting potatoes. And it just kept going and kept going. And he just kept going. But I wouldn't let John pay him. And I said, no. This is service back to the community. So community service, you're teaching him something that's invaluable. That combined with him going to Bosie's, he learned his knife skills from Bosie's. And I'm telling you, the kid came out, the stuff he was doing was all that grunt work you were talking about. Loved every second of it because while he was doing that, he was watching how they were running the kitchen and learning all those things. And just when you love it and you're passionate about it, even the grunt work is okay.
Yeah.
You find that?
I did. I do. And that's kind of, that's how I kind of built my relationship with my father because, yes, he was in the same home as me, everything else, but I never saw him.
Yeah.
He was working 80 hours a week.
Yeah.
So the day I was out of school before he woke up, and by the time he got home, I was already asleep. So at 14, I'm looking at this amazing place, and he's the center of attention. Yeah. And for me, it was like a symphony.
Yes.
Because I was in, band and orchestra and things like that.
Sure, me too.
And he was the conductor. Yeah. And he had, 100 wait staff under his belt. He had 35 guys in his kitchen, and we would do 1,000 covers on a Friday, Saturday night.
It's amazing.
So we would have, catering, doing weddings and parties and, the outside deck doing food, and then 2 turnovers of 230 people. In a dining room, and he was in charge of it all, making sure all the plates went out, everything went out to spec, checking the catering, and he was running the whole thing. I said, wow, this is amazing. Yeah. This is my father. This is something else. I want to do that. I want to be that.
It's intoxicating, right?
Yeah, especially the rush, when you get slammed and you see 60 people all at once and you're just pumping out orders. Yeah. It was an amazing feeling. And then I'll build up and the butterflies before it happens. It's coming, and hearing that ticket machine just keep going and going and going. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's an amazing feeling.
It's so funny that you said that because I've spoken to other chefs and they said the exact thing, same thing. They love the rush.
It's about the rush.
The rush is awesome. And then when they get done, it's like, because you feel like you accomplished something. Yeah. You had a beginning, a middle, and an end, and you did it in a service type way.
Especially when you mess with the front of the house and you tried to bury them, they tried to bury you. So it makes it kind of fun. But, and you talk smack at the end of the day, after you start feeding them and stuff like that. So it was a lot of fun.
Have you ever worked for, I know my son's worked for a couple of chefs. He's like, Mom, whoa, I don't want to be like that guy. But and I said, yeah, but you got to respect what he's doing and learn from it. If you don't want to be that guy, then don't be that guy. So that's the lesson in it. There's always a lesson in everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can't do what they did to me back, then now. But,
Right.
I would have chefs that made a mistake. They would throw hot pans at me, sizzle platters.
Yes, they threw pans at my son. I was like, what?
Yeah,
the
I
mama
worked-
bear came out. I'm like, what are you talking about?
When I was studying French cuisine, I worked with this, high-profile French chef, and I think I did something wrong. I can't remember, and he just threw the hot sizzle pan at me and called me every name in the book.
Yeah.
Threw him out of his kitchen a couple of times, and then had to come back in and finish my work. But and there's another story where I'm a cocky 16-year-old, and again doing grunt work where I had to cut celery into 1 by 1 inch diced items.
Oh, yes.
I think I told you this story.
Yes, I love this story.
And, I'm sitting there cutting away because I've done this before and got through it in, 25 minutes, thought I was the king of the world. And the chef, wore the hat, fully clean white shirt, had the ruler in his pocket with the thermometers and copper spoons. And he came over, he didn't say a word, and just grabbed some of the celery with the ruler and was checking that celery. Again, not saying a word to me, grabbed the garbage can, took all 50 pounds of that celery that I just diced up and threw it all in the garbage, and he fired me. I said, Chef, I'm not getting paid. He's like, I don't care. You disrespected me. You're out. So what can I do? Now I'm thinking my father's going to kill me because, And I said, what can I do? He said, you need to go and get another case of celery and do it 1 by 1 inch cubes exactly the way I said. It's about the details. Details matter. And I said, well, I don't have any money. It's like, not my problem. So I begged on the street for like $10. The market was like 10 blocks down. I carried that 50-pound celery all the way back to his kitchen. And I sat there for the next hour.
Up a couple of
flights of stairs.
Yeah.
And I sat there for the next hour and a half and meticulously made those things 1 by 1 inch cubes to perfection. He came back and checked without a ruler. Then he said, come here. So he brought me over to the saucier station. Saucier area is where they make stocks, your sauces. It's a baseline for, all
Everything,
the oils,
right?
everything. Yeah. He said, that celery goes to make all of this stuff. And you're a part of that. Sent me over to the next station with the saute station. And he said, all those stocks go to the saute station so they can make my cuisine. You're the start of that by dicing those things 1 by 1 inch cubes. Then he brought me to the plating area and he said, and this is where the finished product goes out to the guests. And you started it all by making that stuff 1 by 1 inch cubes. The details matter because everything is important. And I took that. I took that to this day about the little minuscule details, even a little speck that you see in those fine dining shows matter because that one sauce could have took 6 hours to make and we're putting a drop on a plate. But that flavor when you get into your mouth is so potent, explosive, it makes a dish.
Yeah.
So details matter. That's what I learned from it.
That's amazing. That's terrifying and amazing all at the same time. But I just love the learning curve that you have and that you stuck in it. You just have that heart. And I watch you in your kitchen. I watch you with your people, and you're so kind, but you have a level of expectation that they must meet. And I really appreciate that. We need to raise the bar on ourselves and on each other because that only makes us better. So that's what your dad did to you. That's what that chef did to you.
Absolutely.
And you understand the whys behind it. We so often observe other people doing something and we want to act like that, but we didn't understand how they progressed to get there. It's the journey that really, really matters. And that's exactly what the chef told you.
Absolutely. And, he also taught me, as well as my father, there's always something small you can learn from somebody.
Yeah.
Even though you know how to cut an onion, someone does that slightly little difference could make it a little better for you or, switch techniques.
Yeah.
So I never say, I know to anyone who wants to teach me. I say, absolutely teach me.
Yeah. I feel the same way in my industry. I'm a coach, and so when I've learned some of the best coaches in my industry, which I love the fact that I've had exposure to do that. But when other coaches of my same level taking those courses and being in the same room with the brilliance, we learn from each other, and it's exciting. We love that. It's like, oh my God, I'm so taking that. They're like, excellent. I'm going to take this. And we share back and forth. because it's just a different angle people are looking at. It doesn't diminish me to be able to recognize you have like brilliance oozing from you, and I want to take advantage of that. Take advantage as in, pull it forward and give you credit for it. It's like, I got this from my friend Jen. I got this from my friend Chris. I got this, and bringing them into the mix as well. So, and that's what you do as well.
Yeah. Ego has to be kind of set aside when you're working with your peers or learning from even someone who's younger who has different techniques. Yeah. Put your ego aside, because that's what's most important.
Yeah.
It's the betterment of yourself and the other person to get something out of you.
And collaboration is awesome.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I have
100%.
so much fun collaborating. So much more fun collaborating than, the single mind is fun, but collaboration is amazing. Sometimes I throw things with my leadership team. I'll throw something, or someone will throw an idea on the table, and how it spins and turns and what the result is completely different than what the idea started with, but so much better. So I love the evolution of things like that. So speaking of evolution, what is Exquisite Healthy Eats?
So Exquisite Healthy Eats is a full-service healthy meals company. We deliver every Sunday Sunday evening, fresh delivered meals that are heat and serve in microwavable, freezable containers. What's unique about us is, one, our healthy food tastes good.
Well, there's something new.
Yeah. It doesn't all blend into each other that I hear from other competitors' clients. Two, we shop a lot of things locally as well. So we use local farms for our produce. A lot of times I'll pick out the produce on a Saturday, and then it gets to me Sunday. So it's literally pulled out of the ground on Saturday to my kitchen on Sunday, and we clean it, prep it, cook it, and it's at your door Sunday evening. So all on the same day, so you can't get any fresher product than that.
Oh my gosh.
Same thing with a lot of the meat goods. We try to buy from local beef companies from upstate New York and chicken companies locally when they're around.
Why? Why local? Why are you doing this?
One,
you got Stop and Shop down the road.
One, we love the farmers.
Yeah.
We want to make sure the farmers benefit from restaurants. We have to support farmers. Have to support local products. I think Long Island produce tastes the best anyway.
I agree.
Especially when it comes to corn and
Okay, our sweet corn
is hands down the best.
Yes.
Hands down the best.
Yes,
so
yes.
I love seeing, the crops come in. We just recently started working with a hydroponic farmer as well. So we're getting some beautiful fresh basil and romaine from them at will, because it's a hydroponic farm. Two, we want to change people's lifestyles. We don't call it a diet. When you come to me and ask us what we do, we said, we're here to change your lifestyle. We're here for longevity. We're here to teach you how to eat so one day you leave us, so you can do it on your own.
Yeah.
We don't want you here forever. We want you for a couple of months, couple of weeks, teach you about portion control, what you can eat. And what's good about us is we serve you stuff that you can get at your local grocery store.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to a specialty store. You can go to your local ShopRite, Stop and Shop, pick all these goods
farms.
out.
We have farms all over the place.
And pick out these items and cook for yourself.
Yeah.
So that's what we kind of teach and guide you through. And we really talk about a nice balanced diet. So you don't have to just eat, chicken and vegetables.
Right.
We want you to also have these carbohydrates in there, because carbohydrates help the body.
Oh my gosh. Okay, go back to that.
Okay.
So my son says the same thing. Like, I'm doing a no carb diet and stuff like. He goes, "Mom, you need carbohydrates."
You do.
So talk about that.
So carbohydrates are the building blocks for muscle growth. Okay, so. What we tell people is, yes, you will lose weight faster by eliminating carbs, but you want to stay away from simple carbs. There's complex carbs and simple carbs.
So tell us the difference. Give us examples.
Complex carbohydrates are your quinoa, your farro, a sweet potato.
Love farro.
Brown rice, freekeh, are all complex carbohydrates. So basically, if you put your hands together loosely, those are simple carbs. They easily come apart.
Okay.
If you put your hands together and kind of lock them in, that's complex carbohydrates.
Gotcha.
It takes a little more force to pull your hands apart. In turn, when you eat complex carbohydrates, your body has to use more energy to break that down.
Yeah.
Okay, so once you consume a carbohydrate, it turns into glucose, Once you add water and it absorbs into your muscles, it turns into glycogen. Glycogen, when it gets absorbed, helps basically the pistons going in your muscles to tell them to grow. So when you're losing weight, I always tell people, whether it's women or men, you do want to incorporate, not just do cardio, incorporate some lifting into that. Due to the muscle breakdown, the glycogen will help it repair and give you extra energy to do longer sets, to do more reps, and to help you recover. Right. So that's why, we always talk about having a balanced diet for your overall steady pace of weight loss, instead of that 5-pound loss, 6-pound loss, then you go flat and then you give up.
And you go back up.
And then you come back up.
Yep.
This would be, we always say, when you come to our program, you're not going to lose 5 pounds right off the bat. You're first you're going to lose inches. Your clothes are going to feel better. You're going to have more energy. And then the weight loss will come. You lose a half pound, a pound. So we're always looking to lose a half pound to 2 pounds.
I got it. You are listening to Healthy Lifestyle. We are speaking to Chef Charles. Amazing. We're going to take a short little break and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Healthy Lifestyle with Lorianne. I am Lorianne Casdia. If you would like to be a guest or lift up your business product or non-for-profit, or if you simply have a question or comment, please, we would love to hear from you. Email us at healthylifestylewithla@gmail.com. That's healthylifestylewithla@gmail.com. So here we are with Chef Charles, amazing, from Exquisite Healthy Eats. We were talking about how, you provide this fresh food. You choose to really take that next step, spend the extra funds, go to purchase products from local farms and local businesses and vendors. You support small businesses.
Absolutely. So we love, talking to them about that in our social media when we post. Like the Napolitano family farm out of Brentwood is one of our major farmers that we get our products from, as well as the hydroponic farm out of Patchogue. Sorry, I can't recall the name of it. It'll come to me a little bit later.
Yeah, no worries.
Where we get some unbelievable fresh basil and some romaine and our microgreens. We do a lot of the fine dining work.
Oh, yeah. I have a friend who does microgreens. Kevin does amazing microgreens. We get them at our house all the time. He supplies local restaurants. So I might connect you guys up.
Oh, that'll be fantastic.
He's awesome and such a good human. I adore him. But like these small companies, I'm obviously a small business and I support small businesses. We need to support each other because that's really the foundation for the United States. All these small businesses came together, and then I understand the need and requirement for big corporations, but I get to work with people, form connections, form partnerships, and have these strategic partnerships. And we have like lifelong friendships as a result of working together like this. Yeah. Do you find that?
Absolutely. So, Saturday, we just bought some more local honey. From Bewitching Honey.
Oh, the great honey.
Yeah, it's fantastic honey. Yeah. So, I usually buy, all summer long and throughout the winter his honey because it's amazing. It's great flavor, and we do quite a bit of sweetening with his honey. And then I have another fellow chef open up a seasoning line, so we kind of incorporate some of his blends into what we do as well, Chef Brian's Seasonings. Very unique and product, and he uses a lot of stuff that we do, like Freeka. Freeka has a lot of health benefits, and he puts that into his seasonings, which I haven't found in other seasonings. So, and it's very universal. For
our listeners, what's Freeka?
Freeka is another grain mostly used in Asian cuisine.
It's kind of like a farro, isn't it?
It's kind of similar to like a farro. It is another grain. But it has health benefits for the heart, helps with the blood flow.
I find it fun because it snaps a little.
Yeah.
Doesn't take much to entertain me.
Unique rustic flavor. Yeah. Somewhat pronounced, but yet it has a hint of like mushroom-esque, like type of flavoring
Yeah.
in it. I found it has a great appeal. Actually cooked with it a little bit of that freaky last night because I made my wife wanted butter chicken, so we made some butter chicken, and that's one of the ingredients in butter chicken.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that sounds so yummy. I didn't see you bring any today. Sorry.
Next time.
Okay. I love everything that you're doing. What's your why behind everything you do?
So I went on my own journey 5 years ago. Another compelling story. My little brother, we're 8 years apart, was playing semi-pro football and asked me to play. I said, no, I'm too old to play football again, especially full contact football. And you 20-year-olds playing full contact, it's not going to happen. I haven't played football in 20-something years. And finally, he pulled out the heartstrings and said, I watched you as a kid and I looked up to you playing football. I always wanted to play in the same field as you.
Oh, man, he used
I'm
the
like,
card.
Oh, yeah, he used that card.
Oh, my God.
So I finally said yes. I didn't know what semi-pro football was all about. So we basically went to training camp. It was set up like an NFL training camp because a lot of these guys are fresh out of college that didn't get drafted out of D1 schools. These were real coaches, and they put us through the paces. Now, in my mind,
I'm going to die.
not even that. I'm thinking I'm in my 18 and 20s. I still have that same body.
Gotcha.
I can do 100 push-ups like I used to do.
It's like I think I'm 27.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I was going to go out there and do it, and I found out I couldn't do a push-up anymore. I barely do a sit-up. But I wasn't let these 20-year-olds outwork me. So, got my mind and got ready and did the whole workout. I felt I did amazing. I called my wife on the way back to the car and said, you're going to have to help me get out of the car.
Yeah.
It took me a couple of days to recover, but I did it. But that kind of put me on my health journey. And I didn't eat bad, but I only eat once a day because I was working crazy hours.
Yeah.
And I knew for myself, because I know my body, that if I ate multiple times a day, I lose weight.
Yeah.
And I hopped on the scale and found out how much I actually weighed because I never saw it before. Because you don't look at yourself, you don't know.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of started my journey on losing weight. So I lost 100 pounds in less than a year.
God bless.
Kept it off. And people asked me how I did it. And it turned into a business.
I was going to say, turned into this business.
Turned into Exquisite Healthy Eats.
Yeah.
I told them, what I eat, how many times I eat. So our motto is we want you to eat, 5 times a day to keep that metabolism burning, especially if you have a slow metabolism. And that's my problem.
I do
have
too.
extremely slow metabolism. So if I don't eat multiple times a day, my metabolism doesn't increase. My body stores everything.
Yeah.
I make muscle very quickly. So my weight doesn't really fluctuate. But if I don't constantly eat and I don't move, the weight stays on me.
Yeah.
So we always suggest you eat a real breakfast. And I don't eat traditional breakfast. I'm not a pancake guy.
Me neither.
An egg guy.
What do you have? Because I've been trying to find
I'll eat white rice and chicken for breakfast.
Okay. See, I could get around that.
Yeah,
I don't like pancakes. I'm not thrilled with any of that
stuff.
stuff.
That's actually what I had this morning. I had white rice, chicken, and spinach this morning for my breakfast. I always recommend a Greek yogurt. Not that 100-calorie stuff, nothing artificial, real Greek yogurt, any flavor you want.
Yeah.
Just get those, 12 to 20 grams of protein in for each snack. And the yogurts help with your probiotics, help you digest food, helps move everything around. So that's why we would suggest a Greek yogurt to get you up to at least 20 grams of protein. Lunch, another snack, whether it's a protein shake, protein bar, I'm not a big fan of having peanut butter. Because I think to me that's fake protein, but some cheese or some deli meats or something like that.
Yeah.
And then a dinner. Again, you want your protein, your vegetables, and your complex carbohydrates.
Yeah.
Inside that.
Eating about every 3 hours, right?
Eating about every 2 to 3 hours. Yeah. I have a difficult time doing that, so I actually have an app that tells me when to eat.
I need to know what that app is because I have such a problem. I have to actually calendar my eating now.
Yeah, there's a meal app that will set an alarm to you to tell you when to eat, and you just program it if you can eat 5-6 times a day.
Oh my gosh.
And that's what I kind of go by when I'm on my plan to remind me to stop, eat something, and then go back and do what I'm doing.
I literally have to schedule block to remind myself and get that alarm. It's like, what is that alarm going? Oh, I have to eat again. It's a chore because I'm not used to. It's little. It's little munchies for every meal. I don't eat large meals, but it just thinking about it. I don't want to think about it. I eat when I'm hungry, and they're like, no, that's why. Literally, they told me in order for you to sustain your resting, what was the terminology?
Your resting rate to burn.
Yeah,
To burn
800 calories a day, and she goes, you can't sustain that.
Right.
So she said, we have to get your metabolism moving.
And that kind of segues on what we do. So we have a chef choice menu. And with that, if you want us to help you achieve your goals, whether it's gain weight, lose weight, or maintain.
ExquisiteCateringCuisine.com. Go ahead.
We will ask you for your height, weight, and age. We'll figure out.
Do you want our real age?
We do. We do.
Okay.
We'll figure out your proper calorie count if you want to lose weight.
Yeah.
Your resting rate of where you burn, and then build you a calorie count and build your macros. For people that don't know macros are protein, fats, and carbohydrates, which is the everything you consume to help you gain weight, lose weight, and you kind of control those numbers to hit your goals. And we'll help you do that with portion control.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a soundboard or like an engineer's board like we have here in the radio? That's what I picture when you were saying that. It's like a little bit here, a little less there. You like pull the sliders back and forth until you find the right balance. That's what you basically do.
Right. So this is what, I studied the bodybuilders and how they eat and how many times they eat to keep their physique, and macros are the key to their success.
Yeah.
And even with those professional bodybuilders, again, it's about a lifestyle. And I remember I was studying one, and he eats a pint of ice cream every single night. So that's why I said it's a lifestyle change. You don't have to omit all the stuff you love to lose weight. You just have to adjust it.
Yeah.
So again, part of my journey, I'm a big General Chow's fan. Love the product, love the food. And then as I'm eating it and I'm counting my macros and my calories, I found I could only have 6 pieces of the chicken, a half a cup of fried rice, and then, I can have the broccoli, but it's covered in sauce, and that's all that it would allot me for that meal. And I said, this is not going to sustain me. I have to figure this out. So I made a healthy version of General Chow's chicken. And now I had a cup and a half of chicken. I had a full cup of rice, and I had a full plate. And my plate is full for the same amount of calories. Wow. So what we do is we make the food you love healthier, so you can still have it. You still get the flavors of it. But it's the healthy version of it.
So brilliant.
For that lifestyle change. Again, if you are a person who eats pizza, eat your pizza.
Yeah.
But if you eat 3 slices, cut it down to 2.
Yeah.
Once you cut it down to 2, cut it down to 1, but have your slice of pizza. You don't want to take away the stuff that you love. You just want to control it, portion control it.
Yeah.
But keep eating, keep doing your thing, and live your life.
Well, you need to be happy and find joy.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it's in a little slice of pizza. So Exquisite Catering Cuisine, that's totally amazing. But you are a chef to the stars. You have a lot of people on your, we'd say, roster that you cook for that are well-known people.
Absolutely.
And you do a lot of private catering.
Yes.
And I love what your future goal is your journey is to create, a Michelin star restaurant. You and my son have to talk. He has the same goal. And I love that you want to offer distinctive dining experiences to really reflect your passions of food. When he's working at a place upstate, and they have farms with his restaurant. It's a Michelin restaurant, and it's called Blue Hill. I'm sure you know it. And so I love the fact that with their farms, they rotate their farm crops, because one particular product that they're growing will extract nitrates. Another product will put the nitrates back. So they're constantly putting the nutrients back in the ground. That's one of the things we don't do with American flour. We kind of strip it, and our flour in America is 42 chromosomes, and flour over in Europe is 14. And I noticed I noticed when I went over to Italy, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to gain so much weight, because I ate pasta every day, had wine every day. I ate what I wanted. I had gelato, forget it, craving, talk about vanilla ice cream. But this is better than that. And I lost weight.
Mm-hmm.
14 chromosomes as opposed to 42. We've made our flour so drought resistant. Europe will not take our flour. They think it's garbage. We send our flour to third world countries, found out that our flour is causing a lot of the gut leaking, the leaky gut issues. That's why all these allergies are suddenly, you notice that like everybody has peanut allergies lately.
Absolutely.
It goes back to that flour. There's research behind this as well. So I literally make our own pasta at home. We fly in flour from Italy.
Really?
Yeah.
That's excellent.
Yeah. So things like that, matter. But excuse me, I love the fact that they rotate the farm up there and they're really farm to table. They use everything. And it sounds like you're doing the exact same thing.
And all between the catering, the private chefing, and the healthy eats business, we definitely like to use the local farms, local products. Even, when I go to the local markets, all our menus are seasonal. The private chef, we ask a series of categories, whether what type, if you want beef, then we give you a listing of that. And then I kind of take it from there and look at what's in the market. So I just did a dish with persimmons because persimmons are out there.
Nice.
Love the product. It tastes like a natural honey in this fruit.
Yeah.
So we did a beautiful salad with goat cheese, grilled persimmons, candied walnuts.
Stop it, you're making me hungry.
Lemon vinaigrette. But I like finding those local items that are available this time of year, if it's the winter, and then come the spring, we're going to use those local vegetables and product to make our dish and create.
They're not gassed. Nope. They're not put in warehouses. The flavor's there. It's been a long time since I had a tomato which actually had a flavor. So I have to go to the farm in order to get it because it's actually picked off of the farm.
Exactly.
And then you remember the flavor of a tomato. I'm like, that's what a tomato tastes like. And it really matters. And
it does.
I think you're magical and I think my son's magical too, because you can look at products, put it together and make it taste and explode in your mouth and make it taste so good. Yeah. And knowing what to combine, the sweet, the savory, knowing all those things, to me, magic. Yeah, absolute magic.
So one of our signature dishes is we make tomato jam. So we like to use, fresh tomatoes from the market. And one of our signature amuse-bouches is tomato jam, goat cheese with balsamic pearls. So again, talking about the, farm to table product, we love to use local tomatoes when we make our tomato jam.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, so amazing. And I love also that, eventually you're going to have retail locations of Exquisite Healthy Eats. You're going to pop that out in the future. I'm so excited for you. The growth that you're going to have is abounding, and I'm so excited for you. ExquisiteCateringCuisine.com. They can go there and get the food that you're talking about, order the food. How do they get
Exquisite
to you?
Catering Cuisine is our off-premise catering company.
Okay.
Full service. We have servers, tables, tents, chairs, all that availability. We have catering packages, barbecue packages, so we can do from your simple barbecue, where it's hamburgers, hot dogs, things like that, to your high-end wedding. So we serve from 2 to 300. Depending on what you want.
So Exquisite Healthy Eats, if I want to do
Exquisite
that.
Healthy Eats, you can go to the same website. We have a category where Exquisite Healthy Eats tells you about it. That's where it shows the menu. You can either email us at info@exquisitecateringcuisine.com or give us a call to place your order. It's a minimum of 10 meals for delivery.
Okay.
You can either choose Chef Choice or choose off of a la carte menu. Chef Choice is where you get your discount. It starts at $12 and actually goes down the more meals you purchase.
Right. It's 10 meals at a time?
10 meals at a time.
They can keep them in the fridge?
They keep it fresh because everything is literally made on Sunday and delivered to you. The product will probably still be warm by the time you get it.
Wow.
And it'll last the full 5.
So if it were 2 people, it would last for 5 days?
It'll last for 5 to 6 days.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you split 5 and 5 or 15 and you designate who gets what, we'll write their names on, tell you what the product is, and it gets delivered. So we serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner, as well as snacks. We also have protein shakes available and protein bars. Eventually, we'll get back into healthy desserts if there's a calling for it. But, Chef Choice is kind of where we're well-rounded and help you achieve your goals. Again, there's a la carte where you can pick your own meals as well.
Oh my gosh, sounds so amazing. I really appreciate having you here today. And if you wanted to give a little nugget, because you've given a lot of really informative nuggets today. What would that be for our listeners in our last few moments?
So on the healthy side, know yourself, know your body, love your image. As I come in here, you guys don't see me in the radio, but I'm a big guy, but I love being a big guy. The government says I should be 140 pounds and very thin, but I have big shoulders, a big old head, and I know my body. I know what size I want to be, and I kind of stay within myself with that, but have a healthy, I eat healthy.
Yeah. I can't imagine you at 140 pounds.
Right.
You're like a linebacker,
I look like a linebacker. Yeah. And, I always get, my checkups, and my doctor was actually surprised at my good cholesterol is the highest he's ever seen, even though I'm a big guy. But you don't have to fit this image,
right,
what you see on TV. Be who you are,
yes,
and enjoy who you are.
Yes.
On the catering side, we're the leader in custom catering. Yeah. Have that party, have the fun, and always think it's affordable to do that. And the private chef thing, if you love fine dining, that's me.
Yeah.
We love creating some beautiful food.
My father used to do that for my mom. He would bring in a chef and have this amazing meal for him, my mom, and a few of her really close friends. And what an experience. And he was like, I could go to Broadway, or I could bring in this beautiful chef and have an amazing meal in my home and share it with some of my closest friends. I choose that. So he's a smart man.
Yeah. And for us, we literally do everything for you. So we decorate your dining room table with fine china. All I do is utilize your kitchen, and then I leave like I was never there. So you're getting, 4-star quality, Michelin-star food in the privacy of your home.
Love it. Love it. Thank you so much for being on today.
Thank you for having me,
Charles. Thank you all for joining us today on Healthy Lifestyle with Lorianne. I hope we earned the privilege of your time. Again, I want to thank Chef Charles for being on today. And if you're looking for a business coach, accountability, strategy, direction, a sounding board, someone to help streamline your business or more, come have a conversation with me, 516-983-3591. Let's see if it's a good fit. I could certainly help you soar to success. Again, shameless plug, #1 international bestseller, Women Who Dream. You can find it on Amazon. Look for my name, Lorianne. And thank you again for joining us today on Healthy Lifestyle. Find us here next Saturday, 3 p.m., right here on JVC Broadcasting. And you can follow us on iHeartRadio. Until next time, I am Lorianne Casdia. Play a higher role, serve a higher purpose, show up for you, and show up big. Have a great day.